Greetings of peace and love, everybody. My name is Ram Hotep. I'm broadcasting on behalf of 13scienceastrology.com. I'm doing this video on the Ascended Masters. Now, a lot of people have not heard of the Ascended Masters. A lot of people have heard of the Ascended Masters, but they get a lot of titles mixed up. Like some people get the Ascended Masters mixed up with your guides. But I'm going to go ahead and in this video, and kind of break down exactly who the Ascended Masters are. Now, in the book of Revelations, and I use the Bible for a reason. The book of Revelations, by the way, is the oldest book of the New Testament. It's the last book of the New Testament, but it was written before all the other books of the New Testament. And in the book of Revelations, they talk about the 24 elders, or council of 24 elders. And this council of 24 elders is basically what your Ascended Masters, or who your Ascended Masters are. This council of 24 elders are basically a council that is responsible for governing the earth on a spiritual level. These Ascended Masters, there are 12 of them, and they have counterparts, which make 24. So there's 12 people on this council, but then they all have 12 counterparts, which makes 24. And then there's another one, which really would make, or a Christ part, or Christ that sits on this council, which would really make 13 immortals, or 13 Ascended Masters on this council. Now, I did say immortals because the Ascended Masters are the immortals. The same thing. The immortals and Ascended Masters are the same thing. But you have a council of immortals, and then you have immortals. So some immortals, they don't sit on the council, but they're still immortals. They just don't sit on the council. So you have a council of Ascended Masters, or immortals. Just like you have some Ascended Masters that aren't on the council. Now, each of these Ascended Masters is responsible for a different part of the planet, or for a different, basically, chakra of the planet. The planet has actually 49 chakras, and I'll be doing a video on this to go more in depth. But each of these Ascended Masters is responsible for a group of these chakras. So the planet having 49 chakras, so let's say each of these Ascended Masters would be responsible for somewhere around three of these chakras. They're grouped into threes. So you have 49 chakras that's grouped into threes, or whatever. Each of these Ascended Masters, or threes or fours or something like that. And basically each of these Ascended Masters are responsible for a group of these chakras. So let's just say that. And these chakras are important because these 49 chakras, like I said, there's 49 chakras on the planet, are responsible for 7 different aspects of your existence. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of this here, but for those people that are seasoned in this information, you can look up the 7 rays, and I'll be doing a video on the 7 rays. But these Ascended Masters are responsible for the 7 rays, RAYS, the 7 rays. So these Ascended Masters have different responsibilities. They're beings that have so much energy that they're responsible for, like, basically the consciousness of this planet. Like the whole consciousness of the 3rd dimensional planet is up under the supervision of one Ascended Master. Like, say for instance, I'll give you the name of an Ascended Master. Ascended Master by the name of Dwal Kul, who is someone I'm researching right now. So that's why I named him. But Dwal Kul, which is spelled DWHALKHUL, is an Ascended Master that is over. He's over basically like all the astrologers, the healers, the herbalists, all the information and energy and everything that's available pertaining to astrology and all the information about that. He's responsible for that. He's over that. Like, that's his seat. He sits in the seat to basically govern that particular ray that deals with astrology, healing, and things like that. And there's different rays for different aspects of our life. So the Ascended Masters, I'm going to do a video on the rays to help you to understand that more. But what I'm pointing out here is that the Ascended Masters are basically a group of super beings. They're like immortals that they harness energy, and they have a certain group of people that they're responsible for on this planet, like a certain amount of souls and a certain amount of types of people that incarnate on this planet are up under the supervision of one Ascended Master. So say for instance, if you're more of a person like a police officer, if you're a police officer, you'll be up under the guidance of one particular Ascended Master that deals with all the different types of police officers. So all the police officers are up under this particular Ascended Master. And people are saying, well, what do you mean up under? What I mean by up under is that this Ascended Master holds the consciousness for all the law enforcement and for just all the protection aspect of this on this particular planet. It's an Ascended Master that holds that consciousness. And I know people don't understand that, but this whole planet is held together by a group of ascended masters, like the consciousness on this planet. There's a grid on this planet. And I talked about this grid before. And this grid is basically, it links up. This grid is linked up through ley lines. It's linked up through ley lines. And the chakras that I spoke of earlier are part of this grid. And each ascended master, his energy, when he meditates, he's responsible for providing energy to that particular aspect of the grid. So like, say for instance, like me, like a person, a normal human that's not even an immortal, has enough energy in them to power half of a city. So that's my energy wise. So an ascended master has even more energy than that. So an ascended master has enough consciousness to feed a group of people that are born up under his guidance or born up under his so-called jurisdiction or whatever, if you want to say that. So an ascended master is a very powerful immortal being that is responsible for the consciousness on this planet. When beings come to this planet, they have to come through the ascended masters. Like say for instance, if some ETs was going to come to this planet, they would have to go through the ascended masters or the immortals first to get clearance and to basically state the reason why they're coming here. The ascended masters protect the Mother Earth, even from beings here on the Earth. The ascended masters protect Mother Earth from beings on the Earth. They keep certain third dimensional beings on the third dimension, and they can't get to the fourth dimension or the fifth dimension. The ascended masters go all the way up to the fifth dimension of the Earth. The Earth exists on the third, fourth, and fifth dimension. So the ascended masters exist all the way on the fifth dimension, and they protect the fifth and some of the fourth dimension so that certain beings can't get through to those particular dimensions and tamper with the Earth. So the ascended masters are very important. Like when people talk about the Earth getting hit with a comet or getting hit with a meteorite or something like that, the ascended masters would be the ones responsible for notifying certain people if something like, if we were up under a threat like that. The ascended masters have that type of knowledge and information. There's different types. There's women on the council of ascended masters, and there's men. I'm not going to go into exactly who all of the ascended masters are, because a lot of that information is, you know, taught more so in a private forum. Like as far as for me, I don't teach a lot of stuff on public, but the ascended masters are very, very important when it comes to protection, when it comes to guidance on the spiritual level, when it comes to consciousness. They're important in providing us with that. Now, the ascended masters are responsible for starting a lot of your secret society groups. A lot of like the Theosophical Society and the Vril Society, just different societies that are so-called secret societies like Rosicrucians and all of that. All of that stuff was started by and planned out by an ascended master. And ascended masters can live over 200-300 years old. Now, most of them live in either Tibet. They live on the chakra points of the planet. Now, most of them live in either Tibet. Some of them live in Peru, in South America, but they live in different energy point differences, like extremely potent energy points on the planet, like on certain potent energy points on the planet, which are the chakra points. This is where you'll find the ascended masters, and they are the guardians into higher dimensions, and they physically exist. Like, so don't get it twisted. These beings physically exist. These are not like metaphysical, conceptual type of beings, and they are different from. Now, your ascended masters are different from your guides. Now, everybody has a certain amount of guides that are, the guides are up under the ascended masters. Actually, the ascended masters are even over the guides. The ascended masters assign people their guides. So the ascended masters are deep. They have a lot of information, a lot of knowledge. Tahuti, or some people call him Thoth, was an ascended master. Imhotep was an ascended master. I named an ascended master earlier. There's different ascended masters. You have Moya, just different ones. Like I said, I'm not going to name too many here, but I know I have named a few. But you have a lot of different ascended masters that, like I said, are responsible for protecting the planet. So it's a lot more to this planet than what meets the eye. That's my brief dissertation on the ascended masters. I might do a part 2 if you guys want me to. This is just brief information, like one-on-one type information on ascended masters. I mean, that information in and of itself goes really, really deep. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. I thank you guys for watching this video. And for more enlightening information, I ask that you visit my website, 13signsastrology.com.